Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you all the books that I read during the months of June, July, and August, and I'm going to share with you my top 5 of this summer season. I was inspired to do this video by Reagan at Peruse Project. She made a video like this that was called my top 5 books that I read this summer, and I thought it was a nice idea for a video, so I decided to do it too. I'll link her channel and her video down below and also in the cards section of this video. So without any further ado, let's get on with all the books. So I read a total of 22 books between the 3 months of this last summer. The first one was Every Day by David Levithan, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Next, I read P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Then I read The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I also read The Summer I Turned Pretty series by Jenny Han, and it consists of The Summer I Turned Pretty, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars, It's Not Summer Without You, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars, and We'll Always Have Summer, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. Then I read Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars, All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars, The Between the Lines duology by Jodi Picoult and Samantha Van Leer, which consists of Between the Lines, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars, and Off the Page, which I also gave a 5 out of 5 stars. Then I read Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews, which I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. The 100 Trilogy by Cass Morgan, which consists of The 100, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. Day 21, which I also gave a 4 out of 5 stars. And Homecoming, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. Then I read The BFG by Roald Dahl, which I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. Dash and Lily's Book of Dares, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. Coraline by Neil Gaiman, which I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. Rat Queens Volume 1 by Curtis J. Weeb, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. The iFix Trilogy, or Ifix Trilogy by Julia Crane, which consists of Freak of Nature, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars. Fractured Innocence, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. And Fatal Abduction, which I also gave a 4 out of 5 stars. And lastly, I read A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray, which I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. So those are all the books that I read during this summer. Now let's see the top 5 books that I read this season. Coming in at number 5, I have Every Day by David Levithan. This book was one that I had been wanting to read for the longest time before I actually read it, and I did not regret all the waiting. This book was so amazing, and the premise is just so intriguing because basically it's about this boy, girl, I'm not sure what you can call it. But basically this person wakes up every day in a different body, and one day he wakes up in this guy's body and he actually falls in love with the guy's girlfriend, and he does everything he can to find her even in his future lives. So it's a really good book. I recommend you all read it, and I know that the sequel just came out. It's called Another Day, and I'm really excited to get that. So I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars, which was more of a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I recommend you all read it because it is amazing. Coming in at number 4, I have surprisingly The 100 by Cass Morgan. I know a lot of people don't like this book, and I have already talked about it in my previous video, The Unpopular Bookish Opinions, which I will link in the cards and down below. But this book was really a pleasant surprise for me. I had heard many mixed things about it and people saying that this wasn't nearly as good as the TV show, but when I was reading it, I actually realized that this is good just as the book. You don't have to compare it to the TV show. I've said this already, but I insist on this thought. You guys should read this book, but don't think that it's the same as a TV show, because it's definitely not. Only some of the characters and the main plot line is the same, but everything that happens in the actual book is completely different, but still really good. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars, and I love the whole trilogy. Then I have a book that you have heard me talk about so much on my channel already, but I just can't stress how much I actually love it, and that is Freak of Nature by Julia Crane. I love this book so much. The characters, the plot line, just the main premise is so good, and I wish all of you guys could read it. I love the whole trilogy, and just everything that happens in it is so great, and I just love it so much, you guys. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I highly recommend it, especially to everyone that loves sci-fi and a little bit of romance, because there is romance in it, but it's perfect. So you guys go read it and then tell me what you think of it. Coming in at number 2, I have This Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. This book is a great summery contemporary that I picked up this year while I was in London, and I flew through this whole series during those 7 days when I was away in London. So basically this series is about this girl who every summer goes to this summer house with these 2 other boys and of course their families, and they have basically been friends her whole life, but they never really thought of her as an actual girl to like flirt with and stuff. But this summer, I think the summer of her sophomore year, she goes to the summer house and she is actually pretty, and the boys actually start noticing her, and things go from there, and it's amazing. This one is my favorite in the series because the second and the third one kind of get that sad tone because of something that happens in this book at the end, but it's still amazing, the whole trilogy. I gave, I think, all the books a 5 out of 5 stars except the last one because of the ending, which I have talked about in my previous video, which is linked down below and in the cards. But yes, so this book is great. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, and you all should read it because it's just perfect. Now, my friend dared me to do this thing. He knew that I was gonna make a list in my next video, and so he told me to do this. I won't be doing it anymore in my other videos, but it was a dare, so I had to do it. Coming in at number 1, I have I'm a king without a throne, a heart without a home, just cause that I've been dealt in life. I'm walking on alone, but my hope will never die. Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella.
Wow.
But my hope will never die. Leaving after this? I'm sorry about that, you guys. I'm not gonna do that anymore. This book is a great book about a 14-year-old girl with social anxiety, and it's just her story finding out more about herself and getting over her social anxiety, and it's just beautiful. It's also very funny because of course it's by Sophie Kinsella. Just by the author, you know that it's gonna be hilarious, and it definitely was. I loved this book so much. I read it in less than 1 day, and it's definitely one of my favorite books ever. It's definitely also going to be in my top 10 or top 15 of 2015. So yes, this book was so great, and I highly recommend this to all of you because it's just amazing. So I decided to make a schedule for when I will upload videos, and I decided to upload on Mondays and Thursdays every week. And also, I am almost at 300 subscribers, which is just crazy. Like, I haven't even said thank you for the 200, but they just came in really quickly with my win for the BookTubeathon. So I want to thank you guys so much for 200 subscribers. That is just crazy. Actually, more than 200 subscribers. That is just insane, and I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are amazing, and all of your support is just great, and I love you all. But I am almost at 300 subscribers, and I wanted to make kind of a special video for when that happens. I wanted to make a Q&A video with questions from you guys, so let's get there together. Let's get to 300 before the end of September. Let's do this together, okay? I know we can do this. I believe in you guys. And whenever I get to 300, I'll post something on Instagram and Twitter, or you can comment down on my videos for questions for my Q&A so that you guys can ask me different things, not bookish things necessarily, but also about my life, about anything really. Let's make it happen. I believe in you guys. So yes, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up, and if you liked it even more, subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see all of you guys next time. Bye!